Hi friends, we are so excited that you're here. Today we are going to be sharing 15 reliable resources for your homesteading journey. We're so excited to be participating in this collaboration that Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm put on. If you haven't visited her channel, please do. It's amazing. And if you are visiting us for the first time because of the collaboration, welcome. We are so excited you're here. I'm Christy. This is Lance and Michaela and Taylor, our daughters, and we are here in Oklahoma and we homestead together. And we have brought to you each some of our favorite homesteading book resources, and we wanted to share them with you today. Jess put together this collaboration because we live in a world where technology is just crazy and you have access to so much information. But because of that, it's really hard sometimes to figure out what information is reliable versus what information is just put out there by mass technology and just puked out to make money. So she invited other channels to really share what their really tried and true resources were that give information that's valuable and good and dependable. So we hope you will enjoy these resources, and we hope you'll check out the rest of the playlist and see what everyone else has brought. All right, I'm gonna go first with my favorite, and they all picked three. I couldn't just pick three. I am a bookaholic and I love, love, love books. I would have picked 87. So the first two that I have are both really fantastic references. If you've watched long enough, you know I've been looking into and studying herbal medicine and herbal remedies for things, and these two are along those lines. The first one is the Peterson Field Guide to Medicinal Plants and Herbs, and this is an excellent resource whether you're into medicinal herbs or not, because it is a field guide that shows in detail different plants that you'll find around the United States. Not only does it have information on these and whether they're poisonous or whether they're not, but it also has information on where they can be found. It has information on their medicinal uses. It has information on dosages, and it has information on harvesting and all sorts of things. Now, I will give you a caveat. If you're going to go harvest medicinal herbs from the wild, it's always important to have 3 different sources backing up your identification to make sure anything you ingest is actually what you think it is, because it's hard sometimes to look at a picture and really know. But this Peterson guide will get you started in the right direction so that you can even kind of see what you're looking at. And then you can use apps, or you can use some groups online or your fellow herbalist to kind of confirm those choices and decisions. The other book I have is by Rosemary Gladstar, and it's Herbal Recipes for Vibrant Health. This book is just a powerhouse of tons of amazing recipes, and not just herbal recipes, but a lot of really holistic care ideas for different ailments. And this is really a fantastic book for everyone to have on their shelf. It is an amazing reference for all sorts of things. Anywhere from chicken pox to colds and flus to just general stress. And she really has a good understanding of a lot of the body systems and how they function, and how the herbs and natural medicine and natural remedies can kind of help support those things. So highly recommend this book. Fred, our turkey, is trying to get in the house. If you can hear him bink, bink, bink at the window. The next 2 books I have are canning and preserving books. Also, if you've been around our channel, you know one of the things we do a lot of is preservation. But the first book is kind of the gold standard in canning books. This is the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving. This is the modern equivalent to that blue Ball canning book that they don't make anymore. If you can find one on, ABE Books or some used bookstore, those are really excellent. But this is just kind of a great all-in-one resource. It walks you through in detail how to water bath can, how to pressure can, even how to dehydrate with times and temperatures. It's just a phenomenal resource. Even if you're a seasoned canner, this is great to have on your shelf. And I don't know about you, but I even still have to look up times and things, and whether it's an acidity to be able to water bath it or whether you have to pressure can it. And this is just a fantastic resource. You can pull it off your shelf. You can see all that information at a glance, and it's got a ton of fantastic resources to try, from really basic, simple things to some really advanced, fun things. The other canning book that I wanted to share is kind of a recent discovery of mine, and I'm really, really excited about this. One of the frustrating parts about canning, at least for me, is we're trying to really cut back on sugar here at our house, but when you can and preserve fruits, there's tons and tons and tons of sugar that goes into those fruits. Well, Pomona's Pectin put out this recipe book, and it's all low or no sugar canning, which to me is fantastic because I love having those things around and having those preserves and having those fruits. But this kind of shares several recipes for some really simple and classic but low or no sugar recipes. So this is definitely one, if you're trying to cut back on sugar, that is a fantastic resource. And the last two I have before we move on to my people are the two great gardening resources. And I'll start with this one. And this one is Jess's from Roots and Refuge that we're doing the challenge for. This is her first time gardener growing vegetables book. And it is beautiful. The pictures inside, the information inside, this is fantastic. And if you have a first time gardener in your life, this is the book to get them. Walks them through step-by-step details, how to do this, how to do everything from preparing your soil to planting your seeds. Really, really exceptional hand-holding through here and inspiration. And even if you're not a first-time gardener, it really has some fantastic information, and it's just inspiring. It's just excellent to look through and to see another gardener who succeeded and kind of get some of that motivation. The other book that I have on gardening is called The Family Garden Plan, and it's by Melissa K. Norris. And she's got another fantastic YouTube channel / podcast. And this one also has lovely pictures. I love, but the reason I enjoy this one is it just feeds my type A soul. It has got all the charts and all the information. So if I want to know, okay, I'm planting the garden this year and I'm planting green beans, and I don't often plant green beans maybe, and I want to know, okay, I have a family of 4. I need a ballpark on how many green beans to plant. She's got all the information on how much an average green bean plant yields, or how much an average squash plant yields, and how much an average person will eat. And you can fill that in based on your family's needs and how much you guys eat. And obviously that can differ and that can shift depending on the gardening season and depending on the actual variety of plants and things. But this really does give an amazing place to start estimating what you actually need in your garden, and kind of it feeds the math nerd in all of us, or in me, I guess. My children don't have a math nerd. It makes me sad. But it's really exciting, and I love the Family Garden Plan. And so this is kind of a great 1-2 punch for your gardener. All right, I think we're moving on to Michaela.
Okay, so here are my 3 books. First one I have is Discovering Dahlias. This is a super good book for if you like growing flowers, specifically dahlias. It shows you how to take care of them, how to save the bulbs, how to get the Z's out, a lot of cool things, and then all these different things so you can identify your dahlias. I think this is a super good book. The next one, these two kind of go together. I got these when I joined the AMRC, which is American Mini Lop Rabbit Club. So this one is the American Mini Lop Rabbit Club official guidebook. So it's like color and stuff. So you have in here what they're supposed to look like for the show, like the shapes of their faces and how low their ears should hang, and if they should be curved ears. and just those show specifics. And then you have the colors, and if they're ring color, their ring color and their spots. And then you have the color guide in here. So if you have one that you don't know what color it is, you can be like, I think it's this one. Mine, well, one of mine is this right here. She's an orange. This is Sunny Bunny. And then right here, some of the colors look very similar, so they'll compare them next to each other. Like there's the orange, the fawn, and red, and they look a lot alike, but they do look different up close. So this is just like if they get sick, how to take care of them, or just that kind of basic caretaking of mini lops. And this one is the official guidebook to raising better rabbits and cavies. I don't have cavies, so this one is the other care book, but this is just general rabbits and stuff. And it doesn't have as much of the show specifications in here. More of just how to care for any type of rabbit you have. And this is specifically mini lops. Both great books. You should definitely get them if you have bunnies, and you should definitely get this flower book if you have dahlias.
Okay, so I have 3 books as well. I have this first one is called The Fruit Gardener's Bible, and it is a basic how to grow pretty much any kind of fruit, and it shows like the kind of soil that they need, the kind of climate that they need, etc., and different kinds of things like what kind of flowers, what kind of pollinators you'll want around and stuff. The second one I have is called Make the Bread, Buy the Butter, and this is a book of a whole bunch of recipes, and it basically just shows whether it's more worth it and cost effective to make it versus buy it at the store. And then there's this one, which I'm quite excited about. This is called The Unexpected Cookbook, and it is the unofficial book of Hobbit cookery. It is a recipe book, and it provides recipes for breakfast, second breakfast, 11sies, luncheon, afternoon tea, dinner, and supper. All in here. It's the best.
All right, now I guess it's my turn. This first one is really an encyclopedia, although it doesn't use the word encyclopedia. It is called Seed to Seed, Seed Saving and Growing Techniques for Vegetable Gardeners by Suzanne Ashworth. This is when we started, before we started really homesteading, just wanting to garden and started thinking about, well, how could we save our seeds to reuse our own next time, to figure out what does well in our climate and our soil and our stuff. We came across this, and this is an incredible set of resourceful information. It talks about all the different kinds of seeds. It talks about the different processes. Saving seeds isn't just scraping some out and sticking them in a jar for next year. The different kinds of things have a lot of different processes, a lot of techniques. This will also tell you about the pollination of different things. If you need bees versus moths and butterflies or wind pollinated plants, kind of lets you know what needs to be in your environment in order for it to do well, or maybe you add to your environment certain things to attract the butterflies, to help them, or set up our own bee boxes, things like that. And so it talks about the purity of the varieties. If you don't want things to cross-pollinate and get hybrids, how far apart they need to be spaced, and how to set up your garden with seed saving in mind. There's even cleaning processes for the seeds to make sure they stay in good quality, and different storage techniques. And once you get in, there's descriptions, there's pictures. I'm not doing a very good job at turning this around. Let me find some. Just lots of information. Pick up a copy here. What did I? That's a big row of something. I'm not looking at it. But it identifies types of things for you, how they fit together, what works together. Just a really good resource to have on hand. I don't know if we have planted a fraction of what is covered in this book, but as we try different things, we have a resource ready to go, and so this is a great one. My number 2, this is an older book. Actually, my number 2 and 3 are a little bit older. This one is the Sausage Making Cookbook, just a little hardback. And this is by, who did this? Jerry Predica? I'm not sure how to say that. What I like about this gives a little bit of history about sausage, tells you about different parts of the world that the different kinds come from. It talks about the equipment that you need or that you use, or how to get by in lieu of some of the equipment. It walks you through preparing the meat. It walks you through the different kinds of casings, when you use them, when you don't, what kind. And then the last probably 2/3, I forgot, it shows how to make a smoker. Build a smokehouse or just a small, easy smoke pit for smoking, so you don't have to have a big, elaborate setup. But then probably the last 2/3 of this are recipes. And one of the things that we like about this is this gives you can find recipes online. This gives you variations. You look at this one, American country farm style sausage, and here's the base recipe, and then here's one slight variation and another slight variation, and you can just go through things that we wouldn't think to try on our own. This was pretty good, but we'd like something a little different. Instead of just scrapping it and looking for a whole new recipe, you can look and see that they changed just a couple of things, and you can follow along and really play with and learn to fine-tune the sausages that you like. At the end, there's even a small section on jerkies and some recipes and things for that. So that's my number 2 in honor of the Sausage Cookbook. I have on my piggy shirt for the video today. And then number 3, this one really, I'm going to say, is just honorable mention. That's not because I don't like the book. This one is a little older as well. It's called Basic Butchering of Livestock and Game, and this is by John J. Metler Jr. The reason I give it honorable mention, this is a great resource to have. It gives you a basic coverage of tools that you need, and it goes through whether cows, pigs, goats, deer, small game, squirrels and things. It gives you the processes. There's lamb. We don't have very many large animals, but if we ever get something, I have a go-to. The reason I say honorable mention, for example, if you go to the chicken section, it will walk you through. If you know nothing about butchering chickens, you want to try it for the first time, this will walk you through and give you the process. This does not consider that you might have access to a plucking machine. It doesn't use the newer popular method of having a killing cone. This is like if you have almost nothing but a set of knives and maybe a bone saw for larger stuff, it walks you through ways to do it. Now that might not mean it's the best way, and there may be other resources that will show you how to speed it up, or investments that you can make if you're going to be doing a lot of butchering. But as far as having something on hand, just the other day we went deer hunting this weekend. It's youth rifle, and Taylor got her deer first morning out, and she was excited, and on the way home she started talking about, hey, when can we go squirrel hunting? And so we're going to try to plan that. I came and I grabbed this book first to look and see. They cover squirrel, not in super detail, but the squirrel's not very complex. And so we have this on hand, and there are some recipes that go along with it. So as you're learning to butcher, prepare your own meat for different things, it's not a full-blown recipe book, but it gives you some ideas of things to start with. And so this is another really good one that we have available. Again, honorable mention, there are some better ways, and if you have access to videos to watch people butchering, sometimes that's very helpful. But as far as just having a fallback go-to that covers a lot of stuff. Recommend this one as well.
We hope that was helpful for you. We will be sure to put the links to the books in the description below so that you can have access to any of these books and see where to get them. And if you're new to us from this playlist, we hope you'll hit that subscribe button and hit that like button and join us on our homesteading journey. We do all sorts of homemaking, kitchen things. We do gardening, we do chickens. What else do we do?
Bunnies.
Bunnies. We do flowers, we do outside whatever, tinkering with the tractor things and building things. And we hope that you will join us, and thank you so much.